How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys fan, are you down the line? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, and today is the second preseason game for our Dallas Cowboys. Today, our Dallas Cowboys face the Baltimore Ravens with Cooper Rush leading the Ravens offense. But Cowboys Nation, there are a few things that Cowboys fans want to see from this Dallas Cowboys team. Things that will allow us to go into the regular season feeling confident. But the way some Cowboys fans speak, our defensive front is not going to be able to stop the run once again this year. On 105.3 The Fan, Zach and Eric talk Cowboys football with NFL Network's Brian Baldinger. There were some jewels that were dropped by Brian Baldinger, but there are also some things that I didn't agree with. So we're going to take a listen to the two clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to the first clip from Zach, Eric, and Brian on 105.3 The Fan's interview.
These guys need to play. The only way you get better is by playing. And so they're curtailed by how many days they can be in pads and scrimmages and all that kind of stuff. I get it. But games are a good time to go play. And so and to see what you can do, because whether it's your pad level or your techniques or your fundamentals, like, you only get better by playing. And so nobody got better by doing mental reps. So I don't believe you could play this game with the fear of injury. I just don't think you can play it. Like, you can't legislate against it. Guys get hurt in innocuous ways. Rashawn Slater is pass setting the other day, and his patellar tendon blows on him. I can't explain it. Nobody can. But you can't live in fear of that. In fact, you're going to have more injuries if you don't play. You got to toughen the body up. You got to condition it. You got to build some calluses. Like, guys need to play.
Cowboys Nation, I have to agree with Brian Baldinger. 100% agree with his take. I'm a fan who believes that every player should be playing in preseason to give your starters the opportunity to play in a real NFL game before the regular season starts. This way, your starters can work on getting the bugs out. This way, the starters can work on their timing and their cohesion with the other players around them. Some people think that the starters can just go from practice, go into the game, and get everything done and perform at a high level. Cowboys Nation, I really don't think that's the case. We need to get Dak, we need to get CD, we need to get George and that offensive line out there for a series or two so that they can be more prepared for the daunting task of facing the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, on week 1. But jumping into the second clip that I got for y'all, Zach and Eric asked Brian about one of the most controversial players on the defensive side of the ball for the Dallas Cowboys, Mazi Smith. So let's take a listen to that so we can come back and talk about it. Let's roll that clip.
Well, I mean, by the third year, you got to know. He's drafted high to be that guy that can take, a lot of the heat off the linebackers and get to the quarterback, and he hasn't done it. So it's been a major disappointment. Is he a bust yet? I don't know. He said he lost weight, did all these things. Let's see him play this year. They need him to play good. They need him and Odigizua and the guys inside to be effective and to really push the pocket. If you're not pushing the pocket in this league, every quarterback in this league that's any good can avoid pressure from the outside. They have a hard time doing that on the inside. And so they need him to be good. They need him to push the pocket on a regular basis. The amount of sacks don't really matter, but quarterback pressures do matter. And so, because if the quarterback's got to move, well, presumably Micah, Ezuraku, like all these guys, Dante Fowler, like all these guys, can chase these quarterbacks. So that's what you want. Get them off the spot. And Mazi's job is, in part, after, plugging the run and really limiting the inside runs, like, he's got to be able to get to the quarterback. If he can't, then at some point you do cut ties.
I mean, some things that he said was right, Cowboys Nation, and the other things I just don't agree with. But I swear, expectations are a mofo when it comes to a first-round draft pick. But let's go ahead and get into it, Cowboys Nation. Y'all ready for this raw and uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. All right, first and foremost, Cowboys Nation, I believe that every player should be playing during the preseason. They should be getting some live action during the preseason. That way that they could get all the bugs out of their individual play as well as gelling as a complete team. Sure, we have a seasoned QB1 in Dak Prescott and two dynamic wide receivers in CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. What about your offensive line? What about the big question marks you have in the backfield? These things need time to gel, Cowboys Nation. How things have been going, everyone expects the Dallas Cowboys just to go out there week one of the regular season and play as if they've been playing together for years. It doesn't work that way, Cowboys Nation. But you know, some people will say, scared money don't make money. Well, you can't be scared of getting injured during the preseason because Sam Williams and Trayvon Diggs showed us that you can also get injured during practice. So what does that mean, Cowboys Nation? Do we not hold practice because there's a risk of the players getting injured? You can have a soft tissue injury just walking to your car after practice. So maybe we should have golf carts to drive these players to their cars so we can limit potential injuries, right? Come on, Cowboys Nation. If some of you watch mixed martial arts or kickboxing, you will see fighters kicking trees. You'll see fighters kicking walls. Something hard so they can build up their calluses on their shins in order to strengthen their legs for offense as well as defense. What the Dallas Cowboys do, they kick couch cushions by only running their starters in practice. Iron sharpens iron, Cowboys Nation. So what a better way to get ready for NFL competition than to play against the type of physicality that you will see during the regular season. So I feel the Dallas Cowboys continue to make the mistake to only use preseason as a talent search for the depth chart. Also, if Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow can get out there during the preseason, Dak Prescott can get out there during the preseason as well. But the next topic that has been talked about by a lot of Dallas Cowboys content creators, the topic of Mazi Smith and he not doing enough to stop the run for the Dallas Cowboys. Well, Cowboys Nation, I truly believe that some fans need a bad guy to point to. They need a bad guy so they can pin all the woes on him. On the offensive side of the ball, it's Dak Prescott. On the defensive side of the ball, it's starting to seem as if people want to blame all the run-stopping issues on Mazi Smith when that is far from the truth. Since Mazi Smith has been in the league, he's had 3 defensive coordinators pointing him in different directions. Some telling him to lose weight, others telling him to bulk back up. Is it his fault, Cowboys Nation? No, it's not. What I feel is happening is the expectations are astronomical in Cowboys Nation across the board. Some fans expect these players to hit the ground running, coming straight out of college. I'm sorry, but I don't care if you're a first-round draft pick or a 7th-round draft pick. You need time to get used to the NFL speed and physicality. You need time to acquire more tools for your tool bag. You need consistent coaching and not a carousel of coaches telling you different things. At the same time, you need confidence in yourself to complete your job at a high level. A lot of the times that comes from within. Other times, your own fan base can rob you of your confidence by continuously putting you down on social media. I've gone on record to ask, what does the negativity toward Mazi Smith do for him? How does that build him up? How does all these misinterpretations of Mazi Smith's job help him in his quest to be the best that he can be? First and foremost, ask yourself what the job of a one tech is. Gap control, taking on the double teams from opposing offensive line, pushing the pocket in order to get pressure up the middle to collapse the pocket, pushing the opposing quarterback to the pass rush, holding your ground and not being able to be pushed off of the line, keeping your opposing offensive linemen busy so they can't shed the blocks and climb to the second level to the linebackers. I want to give a huge shout out to Okoye Media for putting the film out on Mazi Smith. If you watch it, you will see that some of the crap that people say about Mazi Smith is not accurate. You will see that some of the crap that people say is way off base. Mazi is doing his job. Is he the best in the NFL at doing his job? No, he's not, Cowboys Nation. But To big up Jay Toya while degrading Mazi Smith is nasty work because Mazi is light years ahead of Jay Toya at his position. So, what I'm saying is that Cowboys Nation needs to allow these players to play out their rookie contracts before condemning them and calling them busts. Allow them to develop and gain more tools for their tool bag. Stop expecting every single first-round pick to be number one from day one because it doesn't work that way, Cowboys Nation. You can tell who the busts truly are. Just because a player isn't in the top 5 from day one doesn't mean that he can't get there or to throw him away, especially when you have absolutely zero plan after getting rid of Mazi Smith. Allow them to develop and give it their all before you decide to write them off. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Cowboys Nation, what do you feel about Mazi Smith? Are you team Mazi or are you team trade him? Also, do you feel the first team should be getting reps in the preseason or not? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging this content and want to help the channel chip away at its current milestone of 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video and please consider sharing it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan. And if you're DC for life and want to join a bunch of die-hard Dallas Cowboys fans as we root on this team for the 2025 season and beyond, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, film breakdowns, or Madden 26 or College Football 26 gameplay. I will be missing this week and next week's preseason games due to me having to DJ a wedding and a wedding anniversary, but we will be going live both Sundays so we can discuss what we witnessed during the game. I hope to see y'all there. Also, I had to take off yesterday. It was Rick's heavenly birthday, so my wife and I decided to celebrate in honor of him. Happy birthday, Rick. We love you. But we'll be back to the Angry Cowboys fan regular podcast schedule next Friday. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.